Hello, Blackwell. I'm here today to show you about an app that kindergarten is planning to use for our shared math instruction. The app is right down here at the bottom. It's called HMH Player. And this is an app that's directly connected to our Go Math curriculum. So every day, your child will get 3 different assignments based on the lesson for the day. So let me show you how to get logged in. The top information will all be filled out, including your child's username. The password for everyone is 123456, and you can go ahead and log in. Now, the activities will be right in here, and every day you should see 3 different activities. So you should see a student view for the lesson, homework, and then a test and quiz. That is just the name of the activity. It's not actually a test or quiz that we will be grading. It's just extra practice. So we're going to go ahead and start with the student view. That's the actual lesson. So right here with the green circle, that shows that we have not completed it and we have not even started it yet. So let's open it up. So here is the screen that you will see. There's a couple different buttons I want to highlight. Home will bring you back to the beginning of the lesson. The tool will actually open up some different options that you have to practice different shapes or different counting things. You probably will not need to use this, but I wanted to show you so you knew it was there. And then the A to Z book is a glossary of different math vocabulary words. So then along the bottom, those are the different screens that you're going to go to. This arrow will flash when it is ready to go to the next slide. The green arrow will be an option if you want to go back to the previous slide. And this over here is for the closed captions. So it'll tell you what the little mouse is saying. And we are ready to get started. You'll see that the start button is flashing. When they want you to click something, they make it flash like that. So let's go ahead and get started.
How can you identify and name circles?
Hi there! Don't you just love the morning? When the sun comes up, I see all sorts of shapes around me. Do you want to know my...
So the little mouse is going to come on and he's going to intro the lesson. You do have a pause play button at the bottom and a button to go back to the beginning of that slide. I'm not going to listen to everything the mouse says because it does take a while to go through the lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and click the orange arrow a little bit early, but when he is done talking, it will flash to signal your student to click to the next slide.
Jack has a sticker collection. He wants to sort the stickers into sets. One set will be circles. The other set will be the stickers that are not circles. This shape is a circle. It's round and is a two-dimensional or flat shape. Click to move the circle into the section labeled Circle.
So these parts are interactive. They will have different things for your student to do. For this one, all your student will be doing is to click the circle, and you can tell because the circle is flashing, and it'll go through all the shapes. Of course, this is just the circle lesson, but you will be seeing different lessons and different activities throughout our virtual learning experience. So I'm going to go ahead and click that to show you what it would look like.
This shape isn't a circle. Click to move it to the section labeled Not Circles. Click to sort the other shapes into the sets of circles and not circles. Is this shape a circle? Click to find out.
So then it's going to continue to go through, and your child should listen to the entire slide, participating and paying attention to the lesson. I'm going to go ahead and click to the next slide, but when your child is done with this slide, it will flash the orange to show you to go to the next one, but I'm going to go ahead and skip this.
Are all of these shapes the same? No, they're not. Are any of these shapes?
I'm also going to skip this part. Those first slides are the actual lesson slides where the student is being taught this skill and giving an opportunity to practice it, but I'm going to go ahead and click to the next slide.
Now let's practice with the personal math trainer.
So in every lesson, there are 2 different slides for the student to actually get to show their work. So the first is the personal math trainer. You'll notice that nothing is flashing on this slide, but they do need to click the whistle to start with the personal math trainer. If they were to click ahead at the end of the lesson, it would show that they did not complete everything. So I'm going to show you what the personal math trainer looks like. So you can see at the top that we've got 2 different questions that we're going to do. You also notice that it has a speaker button so that your child can listen to all the instructions and the options as well. They will need to click the letter, not the words, to select that. Once you have selected an answer, you can check the answer and the student can see if they got it correct or not. Sometimes if there are more than 2 choices, they might get a second opportunity to select an answer, and then you would go to the next slide. So for this one, it asks, how are the circles different from the other shapes on the person in the picture? And the correct answer would be that circles are round and the other shapes are not round. So I've selected A. I can go ahead and check my answer. And if it were wrong, it might give me a second chance. So then I'm ready to click next. But before I do that, I want to show you some of the other choices over here on the side. So you can view an example, but you have to be finished with the exercise. This is really the button that I would suggest to be used during these, and it's math on the spot. So this is a math video where an adult and a puppet really explain in depth what the question is asking, and you can click to make the screen bigger, and you can listen to this video. They're really fun and engaging, and it might help your student if they're struggling to answer this question. So that would be the only one that I would really recommend from over here. We do also have the toolkit and the glossary that we had on the previous slide. The textbook just shows you our math workbook and doesn't really give any more information. So I've checked the answer. Your child does not have to do that, but they do have to click next. So then we have our next one that the students can listen to the instructions, and we're going to select the shape that is a circle. Now you'll notice over here, you only have a check answer. That means it's because it is the last question in this section. So you can check or you don't need to check. But the next thing your student has to do is turn it in so that it will allow them to finish the activity. So we will click turn it in. And now you'll notice that the orange is flashing and we need to go to the next one.
Now try your homework on your own with the personal math trainer. It includes the exercise you saw at the beginning of the lesson.
So now we have another personal math trainer. I'm actually going to show you what it would look like if you were to skip this one, so I can show you how to go back in and make sure your child has completed all the activities. So I am going to go ahead and just click the orange.
Thanks for helping me find out what a circle looks like. See you soon.
So that music signified that we were done. I clicked the back arrow to go back to the activities, and you can see that I'm not finished. That half circle means that I've either opened it or started it, but I am not finished. So if you see that, your child needs to go back in. And they are currently at the last slide. They're currently at the last slide, so we need to use this green back arrow to go back and make sure they did both of the math trainers.
Now let's practice with the personal math trainer.
So here's the orange one that we did do. So if you click it, a pop-up will come up that says we've already completed it. So we're going to click X. We're going to go to the next slide.
Now try your homework on your own with the personal math trainer. It includes the exercise you saw at the beginning of the lesson.
And now when we click it, you're going to realize that we didn't actually complete this. So this is the same as we saw before, and I am just going to randomly click some answers so that we can get through and I can show you what happens when we're finished. Okay, so again, you'll notice that there is not a next button, which means that we've completed all of the questions and we can click turn it in. Now that orange is flashing down here.
Thanks for helping me find out what a circle.
And we're back to the last slide. So now when we click that back arrow to go back to the activities, it should disappear. And now we only have the 2 that are left. Now these 2 are very similar. We've got a homework and test and quiz. They are just practice questions for your child. So when you open it, they will have to click start. You'll notice that the video is not here anymore, and it's just questions like we saw before where they can check their answer, they can click next, and then at the end they do need to turn it in. So as you go through, again, I'm just going to pick random answers so that I can finish this to show you. So there's no more check answer. We're going to turn it in and it disappears. Now this last one, it's the same thing. We need to start. This one only has one question to see if they can identify a circle. There's no check answer because this is the test, even though it is not being used as a test. Turn it in. And then there are no activities due. One thing that I did notice is sometimes after the student had turned it in, it was still here. So if you just go back one more time and go into activities, then usually it goes away. So now you can see there are no activities due, and then the next day you will have those 3 activities again. So I hope this video helps you to understand how to use the HMH Player app. And if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to contact your classroom teacher.